eModels.co.uk for all your modelling needs. Go make something awesome.
Shut up and sit down.
Hello again, gang. Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and I'd like to welcome you to part 5 of the build of the Cat-Cat, the Bandai Star Wars AT-AT for our friends over at eModels.co.uk, the one-stop shop for all your modelling needs. Yeah! Right, where did we get to? We was starting, if I remember rightly, to get ready for greebles. There were some holes drilled, some wiring done, etc. So I've raided the greeblies box. We've got some strips of styrene, and I've also had the 3D printer out and done some exhaust pipes. I've printed a Warhammer-y style storage tank and some packing cases, etc., ready for the diorama. So we've got that, and we've got some exhaust pipes, and I've done some different styles and different ones just to see what I think all fit better. So I'm really not 100% certain that this is one of my better ideas, but I'm just trying to get an idea roughly of how high up I want to come with these pipes. Now I've got some small ones which are about yay tall, which don't fit too bad, and then I've got some massive ones, and I think I'm going to go with the old massive ones myself. So we'll get them in, and then we're going to start building the floor up on this to try to get that started. And it's going to be literally just extending the floor around. So I could end up just putting a section straight on the top, to be honest. I'm not sure what to do with these hatches, whether to keep them on or lop them off. So, yeah, we'll go with something around them lines there. Yeah, we found it. It was still attached to the sprue. Yeah. So we kind of want this door to sit in there like so, and then we can start building up the bits and bobs. So let's put a bit of glue in there just to start the ball rolling, and then I can do some more in a bit. And I'm using my good old mate CA glue on this. Drop that in place like that, and just get it like so. I'm easily pleased, I know. Let's slap that on there, so we'll get a nice bit of square shape going on. I think we'll look at getting a more interesting piece out of it. So let's have a looky-loo and see what we're doing for measurement. We want a bit of overhang like that. So let's find my pen and get that marked. Yeah, that's that, and we want a similar overhang all the way around ish. So yeah, 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 so that'll do that. Bosh, bosh, and a bit more, bosh, like that, and that will become the top deck. So let's remove that from the sheet and try and stay on camera whilst doing it. Lose said bit of styrene, and that will start trimming down then and becoming the deck that the workers are all walking around on. Yeah. So yeah, we can lose that top bit. Don't want that on there. But it's a bit of detail that I may end up using later on. Knife on there just to lose any of the raised parts. Like so. Don't want them. And we can start figuring out where that's gonna go then. About there is what I reckon. Now there's no special way of doing this. It is literally gloop it on. Yeah, I know. Festa gets technical. But there is some method to my madness. Yeah. And we'll trim it down a bit, to be honest, because it's a bit wider than I would like. So I reckon about there will be sufficient, and then put a lip on there. So we'll just slice that off. Like that, see? Yeah. Floor. Yeah. And then we've got pipage and things to go in as well. See, so we can then put sides on the floor and edges and things like that that go all the way around to give that a nice finished shape. So that's what we're kind of looking at for it. So I'll just trim off some edging strips to start putting on the floor, and again just a bit of CA glue on the leading edge. And I'm not priming any of this now until I've got this all built and getting said floor on. And then once that's all on there, I can then prime everything, go around with sprue goo or whatever I need to go around with just to tidy everything up. And then I can go for all the primer in, so I'm really quite aggressive with me glue at this stage, because there is going to be rust, there is going to be dot filtering going on and stuff, so it will, for this episode, look a little Heath Robinson, or yeah, but it will come together. I've done these before, and yeah, I kind of go with the flow with them, if I'm honest. And it's what starts taking shape. Sometimes you just put a piece on and it works instantly for you, but other times you do it and it's like, nah, that didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. But a bit more super glue on there. Get that in there like so. Trim off excess like that. There's going to be a set of stairs coming down here, don't forget, so I don't want to go too mad with it. Let's do the back bit. Bit of super glue, and then I can come around all of this and fettle it, edge it, trim it. Yeah, you got it. But I want it to look like it was made on site. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Cool. So hopefully you've all been keeping well anyway. Feel free to check out Nevbo's video as well. He's put some videos up. I think it's the Hellcat he's doing. So pop over and give his video a view as well. Spread the love. And it keeps everyone going with the eModels stuff then. So, and then these are little trim pieces, so the little bits of angle styrene, and I go round underneath and put in all the little girders and detail work once it's all done with banisters, and yeah, you've got it. So that's what they're all for. We've got a floor to go in there, so I've got to make an edge with that. So let's drop a mark in and trim, and this is going to be another support beam for the floor that's going above it, ready for the staircase. So let's just put some glue on, thusly. You got it. You will go in. That's it. It's just the curve. Okay. And then that will support a narrow styrene, almost like a walkway, is the best way of describing it. Yeah. See? And that'll go above there, like that. Let's mark so. There you go. Ka-ching. Let's see how wide that is. That piece on. Yeah. Festa and super glue. This is where I start gluing my fingers together now. Yeah, here we'll go in. Just like that. Let's get me stick in there. Twitching away again. Okay, it's just beginning to start building floors. Yeah. Just need to let that start grabbing. Like that. See? We then need to sort out the exhausts, and I think that yeah, is much better. Yeah, good old Festa. In there, like so. Methinks. So let's put a bit of glue on there. Definitely works. I know that much, as I would like. So, yeah, that'll work. Not so much craft, but get it on there, and the nice stuff can start when the weathering gets done. What we want at the moment is them pipes to stick together. See, we're getting there. A deft bit of gluing. Oh, we're well away. So we're starting to shape what we're after. So I'll put a little strip on there. Yeah. There you go. Festa and super glue again. But we're getting there. So I'm going to pause and let that dry and come back to it after a cup of tea. And then we can start trimming and shaping. Okay? I'll see you in a minute. Yeah. So we're now refreshed with me cup of tea. And we've got a bit of drying going on with the floor. The first landing's on, and the door and the exhausts are coming up through the floor there. So we could do with something for the fellas to work at. So what I've got a dashboard out of a knackered old Transit. Ring a bell? Plug for Fox. I built one of these a while back and decal wrapped it, and my good friend Davey sent me his spare dashboard from his, because he found out I was doing the eModels build and said, I've got a spare dash ready for you to do your thing with. So I'm going to chop this down because I want it to go along the back here. And I want to use as much of it as I can. So straight away I'm seeing my cut lines and how I work this out. For those that don't do it, I do a lot by eye. I used to build custom motorbikes and trikes, so I got used to sitting on an office chair in the middle of my workshop, seeing everything in 3D in a virtual world and going from there. But not everyone can do it. So what I do is I look at that and I go for a rough placement, and I'm already seeing in my mind little imaginary vertical lines coming up from the corner there, which gives me my cut lines. So he says one perfect there, there's another one perfect at the square of the glove box, and another one coming along there. So when I cut all three of them and drop this in, it's going to look like it was made to measure. So that's the theory. Okay, so we get to get the saw out. Dun, 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 dun. And don't think about it too much, just get your saw and cut it off. Okay, and that's all you got to do. So we'll come back when I've sawn this off, because you don't want to sit there watching Festa chopping this to pieces, but like so, and then nip that off with the nippers. Saw line is gonna go down there, like that. Another one there. I'll get the nippers like so. Bullet noises can be done at your leisure. Yeah. And then put me score lines in so that I don't cut through me mat. And then come along with a bit of nipperage. A goodly bit of nipperage and a bend. That will be sanded in a moment, but that is gonna start fitting in there like that. Okay, so we just want to lose that angle now. This is the fettling moment, and where that score line is there, spin me nippers around in Edward spanner hands. Yeah, I said it like that, see, and that, believe it or not, is going to be a computer terminal. So I might actually shorten it a bit, because it seems a bit tall for my liking, to be honest with you. I reckon I could go with a cut right underneath that old Glover-Rooney box. So a bit more cutting is required, because it looked like a meerkat popping up out the top of that, and yeah, I didn't like it. Have you some of that? And come along like so. I am I am brutal when I'm cutting things, I know, but it all gets dressed up with a bit of lipstick and mascara anyway. This is just first fix. Look at that. Hey, so that's gonna sit in there, and then I'll go round and I'll shape bits that come round just to conceal the fact that it's a Mark 1 full transit dashboard. Yeah, or Mark 2, sorry. But I could square that off it, actually. That might make it a bit better. What do you reckon? Decisions made. There you go. Out with a saw again. I'm just going to put a score line in this time. Because I'll be able to close this off then better with a flat bit of styrene, won't I? Yes, Cole. Yeah. So let's gnaw at it. Come under there with those and get the old heavy duty ones out, because I don't want to ruin my good ones, do I? No. Like so. Yeah. Like so. Get rid of that. Like that. And I reckon we can come straight down now. Try not to cut my hand in half, because that wouldn't be good, would it? Because I wouldn't be able to finish the build. Yeah, some are saying good. Yeah, I know. A little shout out as well for our fellow eModels builder Tony down at Helgen35, who at the time of recording this has just been suitably scalped. His mop has been removed, and he did it for a charity, a cancer charity. So well done, Tony, raising a bit of money, mate. Proud of you, my son. Props to you, mate, and all of that. So if any of you didn't realise or whatever, pop along to Helgen35, or Helgen35, sorry, Tony, and you'll see on his page and also on the Boom Hut that he raised a bit of money there for charity. And if you want to continue to give him a sponsor, then please do so. So obviously don't forget as well, if we're going down the road of sponsoring, to pop over to eModels there and drop something in your basket to keep everyone happy and selling and getting you all the stuff that you need. Because as we've all said before, if they haven't got it, you don't need it. There's some new kits in store as well. Our friend Nevbo is currently doing the Hellcat, I think it is, which is a rather beastly plane that he's doing a build series on. So I'll pop over and give him a visit and a bit of support, which is nice. Keeps spreading the love. Getting all hippie again. What's going on? Festa's getting all hippie. Can't be doing that. Pencil. Pencil's what I'm after. Yeah. There you go. Cut off a bit more than I want. And that'll go in there. And that'll come up like that. Yeah, we can have that. So, bit of gluage is now going to happen. Not a lot of gluage, just enough to hold it in place whilst I'm fettling. Because we're going to just start building stuff up now. Because don't forget, I'm doing all of this at this stage before primer. So once I've made my bits and pieces off camera, I shall just go round and do any little bits of filling and stuff like that, so that when we come back we can go, rightio, that bit now is built and modified. It can go to primer and speed things up a little for you. But this is just really to give you guys an idea of how this is taken shape. That's all this is about at the moment. Because a lot of people have asked me how I go about doing a bit of Scratch stuff, and it's lovely that people have wanted the feedback and all of that. So this was an ideal opportunity of a build that came up so that I could demonstrate that with. So yeah, for those of you that haven't Scratch built before, get yourself some sheets of styrene from our sponsor and go and grab it and have a go. You know, because at the end of the day, what possibly can go wrong that can't be corrected is my motto. And that's the beauty of doing this, is I've got a very childlike imagination. Those that know me are always saying it. And I can do this sort of thing on a build and not really worry about it, whereas there's a lot of modelers out there would be apprehensive of doing it because they wouldn't want the risk of having a problem. Well, I don't really think like that. And yeah, I know there's a lot of glue. I don't really think like that because my philosophy is stuff like this that I'm doing now, where I've got glue everywhere, and yeah, it can all be sweetened up and fettled and messed with, and yeah. So that's when you can just go round and tidy your work up a bit. But yeah, it works for me, makes me happy. And you know, there are people that see these little builds cropping up that enjoy seeing them, and they're like, do you know something, I like that. I like that a lot. A real lot. Not a lot. Who was that used to say that? I like it. Not a lot, but I like it. Magician bloke. What was his name? Oh yeah, Mr. Daniels. That was him. Rest him. God rest his soul. Yeah. I know this is a bit taller than we wanted it, but it's going in anyway. Like so. A little bit in there. I don't know why my extra fin's gone green. I haven't figured that out yet. Answers on a postcard. Well, first twitch of the day. Morning. There you go. Yeah. Got the wobbles. There you go. I'll just lose that. Put that piece in. Yeah, slap it on. Yeah. Just lose that angle a bit. Don't want that bit. There you go. Then go on like so. And we'll pause for a cup of tea and get rid of me trembles. And yeah, because you don't want to see that. You don't want to see all of that. So we'll let that alone. Quick pause for a cup of tea, and then we'll come back and we'll start putting some support railings in. Right, let's get some support railings in. Now what we want is we want some diagonal braces now to come up and support this old bad boy. Okay, so it looks manufactured. So just figuring out what way round would be better. I'd want to bolt it in, wouldn't I? Pardon me. So that, yeah, that'll work. So let's go for a nipperoo about there. And we want about there. Ah, fingerprint, just what we wanted. Oh well, at least I can show you how to get rid of one of them. This is where I should have put my gloves on, innit? Yeah, don't be like Festa. Put your gloves on when you're doing this. Just like so. That's it. Yeah. Cool. Because we've got another little bit then that's going to come down off of that. There you go. First thing dropped of the day. Lovely. So we're going to have that little bit of bracketry will go along there. And then that is said support. Let's get a pair of tweezers. Right, so, see? One beam. Happy days. Okay, so we repeat the process 3 times. Duh. Yep. So that 1, 2, and 3. Alright, but that's what's going to happen there. So I've shown you one. I'll go and do the rest. What we'll do is I'll put the others in just here and change that to a bit of edging. See, so it'll come around something like that and come out, and then just have a tiny little triangular brace coming up, and then you'll have another one that comes under here somewhere just to give that a bit of strength like that. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll do a bit of trimming, a bit of sprue glue, and yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'll do that off camera. We'll come back, that'll be ready and filled and everything. We can probably pop a couple of wires on that. I'm just going to solder a resistor and a pigtail of wire on that and bring that down. Feed a wire through here and bring that down, just so that I know when I prime I haven't then got to go in and solder and do everything and ruin the beginnings of the paint job. So we are getting close to that point where the spray booth's going to be coming out. Right. So we've done some railings, a little bit of photo etch, and put the posts in, as I was saying just now, and I've put some little bits of styrene in as well. Right, so we'll carry on now putting these little posts in, and all I'm doing is just cutting little bits of styrene. Okay, so what we do is we just go along with me thumb, make a little line like so, and then I just snip it as near as damn it, because yeah, we're gonna be randomly gluing these on. Okay, so I'm gonna go along and do all of these and the rest of these. Okay, and it's literally just what I've shown you. Okay, and then I'll come back when I've glued all of these on, and we'll put the next rail around here, and then we'll be ready for primer. Okay, so I'll pause, glue them on, we'll come back, as I said, a bit of railing which I've got just here, so I can quickly bend that into shape properly. I don't know whether that one's going to be long enough, so I might get a new piece. Yeah, it's a bit small, so I'll get a new piece of that out the box. Right, time to do a bit of painting. So you're probably wondering why I've changed my camera angle, and the reason is folk ask me about my spray booth setup. So I'm just gonna go through what I do. So let's move some of the bits of the cat out of the way for a minute, because I've got to prime all of this lot. Yeah, it's primer time. But first things first, we've got to remove Brucey baby. See, so my spray booth goes under here. Okay, so we just pull Brucey poos out the way. It's my little pot holder, in case you wonder. We then get my extractor, because my extractor goes down through the bench, underneath, up and out through a vent in the wall. See, so that's stage one. Some people have a slightly more elaborate setup than I've got here, but this is what I can afford, and it works for me. See, so we shove that in there, just move me couple of pots out the way, because you know me, there's always something that's in the way. Yeah, shove that in the pipe, and then that is pretty much gonna be the spray booth in place. We've got the spray booth set up now, so we're gonna be priming away quite happily today. So I'll just dig out my guns and stuff that I use There's a reason for the elastic band, which will become apparent in a minute. So we can get the ball rolling. Now I'll probably mute the microphone when I edit this back, because obviously painting, there's going to be a compressor going and all of that lot, and I'll probably time lapse this anyway. But people have asked about the spray booth and people have seen the spray booth, so that should be enough. And I just give my airbrush a quick rinse out. Now the elastic band is for that. Because I have, as some people know, MS, and I drop stuff, and that, when I'm shaking, stops me from dropping the airbrush. Simple, but effective. Right. So let's get a bit of primer on the go. Now I'll put it down somewhere. There she is. Bit of the old Ultimate primer in grey from our sponsor at eModels. So pop yourself over there and grab some, slap some of it in your basket, so to speak, and yeah. So just out of shot, I've got a bit of wood, one of them, with loads of holes in it that I'll be putting bits and pieces in a minute. And we got all of that lot to prime. Okay, so let's give the old primer a nice shake. Flick the lid back on, and we're ready to go. Now I love this stuff. It goes on beautifully and perfectly, and I just start with a mist coat on everything. Hold it underneath, and then just keep priming away till my heart's content. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Let's get that out of my way, stop me smacking my hand on it, won't it? Right, that's the priming done. So I'm going to let that dry, cut the episode, clean my airbrush, and then when we come back you'll probably find I've already put down the yellow and the black coats, purely and simply because it's the same process basically. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Probably do a bit of pre-shading on a couple of bits as well. So yeah, tell you what, we'll do the pre-shading first, show you how that's done, and then we'll go on and do the yellow and the black as a time lapse. So yeah, scratch that and we'll change my plan as usual. Isn't that what a Festa does? And we'll catch you on the other side. In the meantime, pop over and see our sponsor eModels on their website, emodels.co.uk, up on the top of the screen there. If they haven't got it, it's because you don't need it. That's the very word. So until then, I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye bye.